now listening to the Good Bad Advice Podcast with Stephanie and Chase.
Hello. Yeah. Sorry,
Gorgeous.
I filmed a music video this weekend.
Okay. So the ego.
Actually, that was a free concert for our listeners.
Really?
You didn't even have to pay. I'm a professional musician. I am a recording musician. I'm not a professional musician because I have an actual profession, but because I've recorded multiple tracks.
Were you in the music video or were you on the tracks?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I sing gospel. I sing in the gospel choir. Did I ever tell you the story the first time I sang the gospel choir with Stephen? So when I got allowed to sing in the welcome you guys to the Good Bad Advice Podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Chase.
And I'm Stephanie.
We give advice to people in the news who didn't ask for it. So back to me. Stephen was like, hey, you should totally sing in the choir. Come and sing a recording in the choir. And I was like, Stephen, I love you so much, but no. And he's like, no, it's totally fun. It's a gospel choir. You're going to love it. Mm-hmm. I show up. I'm the only white guy. Oh, of course. Which was like totally on brand for me. Just like, what's up, homeboys? And they're like, please stay away from me.
Please stop.
And so they all sit like they all like stand in a semicircle in the recording room. And I was on the far left. Okay. And there were guys and girls there. There was one other white girl. So it's like my sister. But she was on the other side of the room. Mm-hmm. She's actually a total witch. I really don't like her. Oh. So that's like really funny. She was my mom. I hope you do, Jen. I really don't like you. So he came to play, B. And so anyway, we're doing it, and I don't even realize that like you have to have one of the headphones off of your ear so they can hear. And I look over, and they're all doing that, but I look like I'm an airplane controller. You know, I'm like, so I have to like slowly slide it off of my one ear. And Steven has perfect pitch, and so he has the ear of the God. So he's in the studio, and he'd be like, after a take, I'm so sorry, someone's flat, someone's a little flat, and they all just like look left. Like, I'm like, okay. So I thought it would be funny. There was a girl with very long braids. Yeah. Brittany. And you have to say it, Brittany. I think it's like Brittany. It's obnoxious. Okay. But she's nice. She's nice. Jen's not. So great. After one of the times when Steven says, oh, someone's just a little bit flat, I say into the microphone, which everyone can hear, I think it's the girl in braids. To which she dead-a looks at me and goes, it's not me. And I was like, so we fit. And so then I'm like,
joke didn't land.
Yeah, I was
I'm
like, ooh, how do I resurrect this bit? So Steven then later on would be like, oh, okay, okay, great, that good take. And I would then just start saying, Steven, was I really good? And he was like, yeah, baby, you were really good. And I just look at Brittany and be like, thanks. With like such the most obnoxious over the shoulder, like, yeah, I think so. The guy in the room said I was great. So at the very end, we go to take like a group picture with all the guys. Mm-hmm. And Abraham, who is actually really, really great. I really love him. But they're all like big men of color who are really, really wonderful people. Mossy, I mean, like, these people I now know and have become friends with. But I like kind of pop my head up at the bottom of the frame into the picture, and then without really thinking, because sometimes my brain and my mouth brain aren't on the same page, and so my brain didn't tell my mouth brain this is an inside thought. My mouth brain was like, thought, Sam. So I said, look, I'm the only, and as I'm beginning to say white guy, I can't quite get that out. So I'm like, I'm the only one who's not a professional singer. And they're like, yep, you are. Like, being funny about it, but also my gosh, made me feel so small. And so then we take the picture and I like slither out of there. And then I look back at them to see like if they're all talking about me. Nope, they were just retaking the photo without me.
You.
Yeah, 100%. Did they post it? 100%.
The one without you?
Yes.
Oh, no.
So I have gone back, but I am traumatized every time I go back into the studio. So now I'm like friends with them. I won them over. It took several years. But then now I'm like, what's up, you guys? Nepo baby's here.
No, literally, they were looking at you like,
we know why you're here.
We know why you're here. Yeah. You are not as talented as the rest of us.
But I am really excited. That music video, I think, comes out next week. It's Redeemer. which when Steven and I were dating, I would burn him CDs because this is back in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
But I would burn him CDs, and one of the songs I put on there was Redeemer by Nicole C. McMullen, which is a song, it's like one of my favorite songs about Jesus. And so now that he's doing a Hymns 2 album, I was like, you have to do Redeemer. So even though I gave him 1,000 song suggestions, he took one, but it was Redeemer. And so
it was the one
I
that
was
mattered.
super excited. Aitana Alapa is a featured artist on there. Hey Queen. It was fun to do, but to shoot a music video. So anyways, I just want to, like, that's why I was so musical at the beginning. Because I can't help it. Because it was, when you're just musical, sometimes you can't help. Oh God, it just happened again. You can't help it when it just pops right back out.
Oh my gosh,
You feeling
Steven, I
extra
need to
this
address you
morning?
directly, which is that you really need to work on your talent, ego. Your talent is really coming off like a little bit too strongly. I need you to rein it in.
Can't rein it in, baby.
Meaning your
I'm a
talent that you
stallion.
manage, not your talent. Your talent is amazing and you are incredible. And every do that you have is worth it.
Yes, that's true. How
Just
are
the
you, my
talent you
queen?
manage.
Wait, how did we not start? It is your birthday week. When
my
this
birthday
comes
week.
out, your
My-
birthday will be less than 24 hours away.
30th birthday.
30. Okay, how are we feeling?
Honestly, amazing. And
Really?
like
Okay,
that
that's
is
so
like
exciting.
crazy. I feel like when I come to every birthday, you get those like birthday blues where you're just like, what have I accomplished with my life in this
Totally.
last year or up to this point of my life. I feel like I am like going into my 30s knowing I did everything that I wanted to do in my 20s.
Oh,
And
that's
I like
such a good feeling. Good perspective.
I also am like I made really dumb decisions.
That's called 20s, baby.
Yeah, but I'm like, no, that's true. I'm like, when I think back to my 20s and what I think that they were for, it was like doing dumb things, making dumb decisions, dating dumb people,
Yeah.
and then just like traveling and getting the things like that I really wanted for my life. And so I'm like, I'm riveted. I'm excited to
What are you
turn
most
30.
excited about for your 30s? Like, if we're manifesting this in our 30s, what's like the number one or two thing that you're like, 30s, here I come, baby. It's the time of I'm in my blank era.
Here's the thing. I feel like you spend so much of your 20s making dumb decisions that you like really doubt your inner monologue and like your inner voice, because you're just like, I'm constantly being like, why did I do that?
Oh, preach.
Like, why did
Honey,
I date that
spoiler alert,
person?
that does not go away.
No, I
in
know,
your
but like
30s.
when I feel like I am going into my 30s having like a way more sense of self. And so even though I know that like that will not go away, I'm like, oh, I'm looking forward to a decade where I just have like more assurity in my like inner voice and in the decisions I make and in the things that I like. Like I feel like when you're in your 20s, you're so persuaded and like not really manipulated, but kind of like
But influenced.
you're
and,
so
yeah.
influenced. And I'm just like, I really am in a season of life where I'm like, oh, I like these things and I will be unapologetic about it. And that's just like a fun place to be in
Totally.
when you turn 30.
Yeah, I think when you get to that phase of like, all right, I'm going to unabashedly, I don't know how far away the microphone was, sorry.
No, you're
I'll
fine.
be of like a small echo in a cave up until now. Good. Now I just am blowing out the speaker. Hang on, I should not look at the monitors because
No,
that
don't
is
look at them.
that really does mess with me. I'm like, wait, too loud, too soft. We'll find a medium balance. Singing, I can't.
Yeah.
But when you get to that point of kind of like, all right, I'm going to be me. I'm going to still read the room. I'm going to be appropriate. Like, I'm not going to say the same jokes here that I will in court versus at a funeral. Like, obviously, I don't think there's
Read
like
the room.
I'm going to be myself no matter what. Woohoo.
Yeah.
But I think be comfortable in your own skin. What I have found, because I'm pretty confident in my own skin, like for good or bad, I'm like last night we were at dinner with Steven's, an old friend of Steven's who I'd never met, with he and his wife. And I like said to Steven at one point, did you warn them about me? After I'd said a couple of like fairly abrasive comments.
Yeah.
And he was like, totally. And I was like, good.
no, 100%.
Yeah, I appreciate that, because then I have permission to be me. When you get to that phase, I think you end up attracting other people that are in that same phase. And it kind of takes you out of the current of like what are all the people thinking about me
Yeah.
and the gossip and whatever else. And it kind of moves you to shore a little bit. And you're like, this is just where I am. And then you're on the shore and you're like, hey, I know you. Hey, we kind of have this cool thing going.
I feel like there's also, when you are reaching your 30s, when you're like in your 20s, you feel like 30 is like so old. Like you feel like it's this like far off thing that you're eventually getting to when you're 22, you know? But like now that I am nearing there, I'm looking at it being like, I'm still so young.
Okay. That's so rude because I was just about to say, now we're both in our 30s.
You're still young. Like,
okay,
to
if
me,
we're both young,
no,
as
we're
long as
both
it's not
young.
a comparative
Like,
young.
No, it's not a comparative young.
Okay,
it's not even that I'm like, well, when I reach your age, I will think I'm old.
Shots fired.
No, I really am like the other day, Gabby pulled up when Meryl Streep first started. Not that I'm like going to take up acting and become the new Meryl Streep, but I could if I wanted to because I'm 30. She started in her like early 30s. I'm like, that's crazy. She is a renowned actress who started at the age I am.
Yeah, or like think of like Brene
still...
Brown. Like Brene Brown, one of like the leading, probably most influential thinkers right now.
Yeah.
And has been for like the past decade. She didn't even jump onto the scene until she was late into her 30s.
Yeah, I'm like, I really could still not have found what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. And I think that's like daunting, but also like so exciting.
Oh, I think
to go into a new
so
decade
exciting.
to be like, I literally could change the trajectory of my life tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I could, and I still have the time to.
Oh yeah. I think we don't I think people get really stuck in tracks. I'm headed on this track. I'm on this track. I'm doing this track. And I think being totally open to like, I mean, if I were to look back at my life on where my tracks started and where I'm at now, I could look back and be like, oh gosh, nothing's going according to plan.
Yeah.
Or I could be like, whoa, what a wild ride. And I am much more on like that. I want a wild ride. I've said this before. When I'm in the heavenly celestial cafeteria, I want to like be chatting about my life with people and be like, I lived big. I lived full. It was colorful. There were ups and downs and twists and turns, but I like lived big and I had a very colorful life. And I think that that's like so exciting.
No, I think like when Bailey is in her teens and goes, what were your 20s like? I'll be like, oh.
You're like, I need you to sign this NDA. Before you're like, I knew the day would come, Chase.
I knew the day would come, Chase.
We got to go visit
NDA.
Uncle Cha-Cha at the office really fast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, thank you, Bailey. I have some pictures, but before I show you these, I need you to understand something.
Like us dressed as Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson.
We were hot.
Yeah.
Dude. I'm going to put that down. I think we have that. I'm going
Add
to put that
it
down
to
for
the
a
list.
carousel. Our Ariana and Pete are
nice.
I'm so into you.
Yeah, no, we've looked great. Doesn't her album come out this week?
I think it does. Well, because
it's like Ariana Grande, then Casey Musgraves, then
Beyonce, then Swift.
There's another one in between, and then Swift.
Maybe Miley. Which, have you seen her music video for her latest song? Low key obsessed.
Really?
It is. Someone said it's like Trixie Mattel dancing, and I love it so much.
Somebody
solely
told me
because
the other
of that.
night, like, you cannot convince me that Miley Cyrus isn't a gay man in drag. And like, true. I was like, you know what? You're not wrong. Also, I have a really funny story to tell.
Okay.
Last week, I got a text, a scam text from our CEO. Of the company that I work at.
A spam text from his account, or actually from him? And why?
There
what would
is
make
a
it
spam.
Wait, honey, you understand that when your CEO writes you, it's not spam?
No. Listen.
You're like, the CEO guy keeps writing me and says he quote unquote wants to meet with me, and I'm just like, I'm not sending you money.
No, so there is a scam for those of us who work in an office, like of a large company. They get your number and then they text you as if they are the CEO.
And they're needing a little money?
Yes.
No.
100%.
Wait, no
so
way.
these scammers either email you or text you and go, hey, I need your help with something. It's Bruno. Bruno is the CEO I work for. Anyway.
Okay.
So he texts me. I know it's a scam immediately because I have had this experience before. Also, I'm like, Bruno, how'd you get my number? That's crazy. So He texts me and I'm like, oh, I immediately know it's a scammer. So I'm like, well, I'm going to mess with him, of course.
Yeah.
What these
A la
scammers
Kevin
do.
Darrow.
Yes, exactly. These scammers, they ask you to go to a grocery store and get a bunch of gift cards for either like Apple, Visa, and like these main stores, where then they have you send them the gift card codes. I'm like, who is falling for this? It's crazy.
Who's like, oh my gosh, Bruno
No.
just wrote me how many Apple cards? Okay,
no.
and you went 500 on that? Okay.
Literally. And then
I'll put it on
they
my
were like,
personal card.
okay, send me the card. So he sends me a text that says, I want to reward some of our employees. So I need you to go to the store and get Apple gift cards. I said, on my way. I'll be right there. And he goes, great. Send me a picture of the gift cards when you get there. I'm like, Google. Gift card images. I send him a picture and I go, there's no Apple. I make sure in the photo there is no Apple gift card showing. So I go, oh, Bruno, I'm so sorry. There's no Apple gift cards. He goes, okay, Visa gift card. I said, none of those. But if you look in the picture, in the bottom left corner, there is a Little Caesars. And he goes, no, it needs to be Apple or Visa. I said, Bruno, you are throwing a party for our employees. And I think people are always asking for pizza. I think we should do the Little Caesars gift cards. This person responds, no Little Caesars gift cards, in all caps. I said, Bruno, I think it's really...
How much do you want?
I said, Bruno, I think it's really weird that you want to throw a pizza party celebration for our employees and not have pizza there. He said, do as I say, Stephanie. I said, okay, but I'm telling you, people are always asking for pizza. This is the right call. And he texts back, I don't think you are in the position to tell me what's weird. And I sent back, I think weird is kind of subjective. Like I think
the
it's
idiot employee that is
yes.
not getting it, but still so earnest.
I mean, like subjectively, it's weird to have a pizza party without pizza there. He was like, do it or else. And I was like, also Troy, who's our president of the company, I said, Troy said I could have the courtside tickets to the Jazz game next week. Is that okay? Or do I need to get the pizza gift cards? And he was like, yeah, you can have the tickets. Find an Apple gift card. And then eventually he just stopped
like,
texting
you're
me.
fired.
He stopped texting me. I think he was like, this idiot doesn't understand what's happening here.
So my favorite telemarketer thing, if it's a text and it's like a person on the other end, is to send like a very scandalous picture of a very unflattering person that you can find online. I have them in a hidden folder on my phone. And then you'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I meant to send that to my mom. What do you need? And they're like so jarred a little bit. And then you just keep sending the same picture. Gosh, I don't know why. I'm so sorry. And you just keep, and then they will for sure take you off of their list.
Well, here's the thing. Do I feel bad about trolling scammers? No.
No, not at all.
They are literally stealing.
They're taking from the vulnerable
of dollars.
Without question. Oh, hundreds of thousands of millions. I mean, I'm confident that the scamming industry is really, really lucrative.
Also, I am the latest scam that we had in our company is they sent out a file that said, subject line was like, we are doing layoffs. And then you open the email and said, like, it had this, drafted thing from Bruno, our CEO. Then it said, click on this link to see if you had been laid off.
And is it like a golden ticket sitch?
No, it just like hacks your stuff when you click on the link.
Right.
And
I'm just saying, how did they think that was
this is so evil.
Yeah. Have you seen those TikToks of people that reverse scam? So they like end up tracking or tracing where the call's coming from. Then they find out who the actual person is.
No.
I'll find it for you. It's like buried deep in my scam talk. Because I kind of had a phase of scam talk where I was watching a ton of those. Yeah. But I'll find it's like there's some like YouTubes and it, first off, that's so funny. Also, I just live for the Little Caesars. Like, hang on, how much money on the Little Caesars gift card? I said an Apple gift card. Right, 100 or 200? What's the number, Bruno? Okay, Bruno, I'm really trying to hurry. 500 on Little Caesars? Okay, I'll send you the picture.
I thought it was so funny. Also, you're not in the position to tell me what's weird.
Yeah,
I was like, well, subjectively, having a pizza party without pizza is weird.
Yeah, that's actually not even up for debate. That is just what is weird.
So I had a lot of fun with that.
We're starting a new segment today.
Yes.
Which we're really excited about.
Explain to the people.
Okay, so we're calling it the 3 GBs.
I'm so sorry. I had to throw the blanket off because I was getting so hot behind me.
Oh, no sweat at all. I will not be offended by, I'll let Mickey get to it now. But, okay, so the 3 GBs. During the week, this is kind of like in place of our content review, where we will discuss 3 things each week that we either think is good for people to watch, consume, read, listen to, whatever, or something that we're like, hey, stay away, are bad. Yeah. So it's our 3 GBs. You'll have 3 and I'll have 3. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay, because I had this idea leaving Dune 2.
Yeah.
Where I was like, I have to go on the pod and missionary this movie.
Okay.
It is phenomenal. It's an absolute good. It's GOOD in all caps with an exclamation point and a wink.
Did you see the first one?
Yes.
Okay.
Did I understand 80% of the words? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Do I also understand a lot of it? No, I do not.
Yeah,
Did
also,
I care? No. I had gone to a Mexican restaurant beforehand with Steven. I was very gassy, and we were seated in the little like separate box of just 2 of us, and I held my fart in for over 2.5 hours because the movie's just shy of 3 hours.
Yeah.
Because I could not leave to go to the bathroom because I did not want to miss a minute of the movie. Wow. I was that captivated. See it in the biggest theater you can. Yeah. Because it's so immersive. Try and
see it in IMAX.
The sound is incredible. The music, the costumes, the sheer volume. I'm gonna pull up so I get all of the actors. The sheer volume of actors that put their name onto this movie. It was giving me. Avengers Endgame mega cast of just all the people. So we're looking at Austin Butler, Timothy Chalamet, Florence Pugh, Zendaya, Rebecca Ferguson, Christopher Walken, Léa Seydoux, Seydous, Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa is in it?
Yeah, he's in it, but for a very little part.
Yeah.
Dave Bautista, Javier Bardem, Josh Brolin.
Javier Bardem?
It was so unbelievably good. I would easily go to it again. We can go next week to celebrate your birth.
I need to watch the first one.
You don't really. We'd watched the first one, and I didn't remember a ton of it. And so then we ended up.
I would love to not have to watch the first one to save myself like 2.5 hours. I have so much things to watch.
Yes, you can totally do that. So Dune 2, definitely, I think don't miss an opportunity to see it in the
theaters.
Movie theater.
Yeah.
So, but
it's like
excellent.
Avatar.
Yes.
It's like you had to see it.
You just wanted to see it and have it be super immersive. It also, it's so interesting because I kept thinking it was going to be like very, very violent or like where I couldn't watch, but they did it in a really artistic way. So I wasn't even like, ooh. I mean, a couple times I was like, ooh, but I wasn't like covering my eyes or anything. Yeah. Wait, are you like when something bad happens, people either cover their mouth, cover their eyes, cover their ears for see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. It's like, it's reflexive.
That's crazy.
Did you know that? So like if something scary comes on,
I think
or
my
something
ears,
shocking, I'm the same.
Because the sound is like what really registers to me.
Steven
like
is
if I'm
cover
watching
the
a scary movie, I will plug my ears if I'm getting too scared, because the eeriness of the sound or lack thereof is what like really gets me.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's really, you should watch other people when something is really scary. People either cover their mouth, instinctively cover their eyes, or cover their ears.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
I've never thought of that. But
the more you know. Bing, bing, ding. Bing. Okay, my second one is Viola Davis's memoir, Finding Me. So good. Mm-hmm. I got it as part of like Black History Month. I just finished it. She speaks about the Black experience in America in such a beautiful, heavy, but important way.
She is eloquent.
She is very eloquent. She narrates, if you get it on Audible, she's the reader.
Okay.
Talk about a hard life and talk about seeing the world pretty, I think, accurately for what she experienced. Sensational. I really, really, really love her book. And then my bad, Survivor. We watched the premiere. Here's my problem with Survivor. Bring back the hotties. I get that it's like Average Joe and I could see myself there. And like they have got... Fine, have 1 or 2 of them. The rest of them, I want to be Australian Survivor hot.
Yeah.
I want it to be like, these are unbelievably beautiful people with bodies of the gods who are being pushed to their actual breaking limit based on like challenges and food deprivation and sleep deprivation and drama. I want to watch that. I don't want to watch like Harry Back Mary sitting there being like, I wanted to do this show. I don't care.
Yeah.
You missed your window, sweetie. You should have been at the gym more. Maybe you should have done a little filler. Like, I'm going to be as vain as possible here and just say, not my own vanity, but I want to watch beautiful people in Survivor. If you're going to barely be wearing clothes, I want you to be like yummy. Mm-hmm. And I'm okay to have like 1 or 2 wackos, randos. Yeah. That's fine. Like you can have one Ivy League guy that's like, oh, the votes really add up. Blah, blah, blah. You're like, okay, fine. I'm a strategist. I studied it at Columbia. I don't really care. 1 or 2 of those is fine. But I need someone to be like, I'm a firefighter by day and a stripper at night. Done. Yeah. I would watch an entire series of that.
I think there are websites you could find that.
No, I've been on them. I just want it to be, because here's the thing: Australian Survivor, carrot greater than American Survivor. Yeah, well, in a lot of different ways.
Everyone in Australia is attractive because they're always outside.
Yeah, and they're tan and yummy. I'm really disappointed. I hope it's a good season. The past couple seasons for Survivor has really been lackluster. People have been quitting. Even a gay Utah. I was like, ugh, way to represent, loser. I'm just like, I want like cutthroat, or I want there to be a Survivor of Army versus Navy versus Air Force.
Yeah, you told me this idea.
I think that is
amazing,
incredible. We'd have haughty bodies. We'd have like cutthroat. We'd have the majority. I don't want no veterans. I want it to be like active? We may have to be deployed at any, but until honestly,
if we go to war, what a way to like bring the nationality back up.
Yeah. Agreed.
What a way to make Americans proud to be American again.
Yes.
Put a bunch of our active duty soldiers on
Survivor. Or I love the idea of The Bachelor.
Is this a bad take?
I'm sure it is. I'm sure the Lauren report will be really frustrated.
Like, this is extremely
She's like, this is really problematic, and I'm not supporting. I'm not even going to do a report this time.
Let me go into my good bads.
Yes, you go to yours and I'm going to pull up the Lauren report.
Okay, my good is a little bit of like a wide breadth because I've had a couple of experiences in the last year. One particularly this weekend. I want to say the classics are a classic for a reason. Whatever you are putting off that is a classic that you have not previewed, you should do that. Okay. I read Pride and Prejudice last year.
Whoa, okay.
And I watched the Keira Knightley movie, which I had never seen before. It just was one of those things that I was like, oh, I'll read the book first and then I'll watch it. Amazing. Classic for a reason. Yes. I watched for the first time ever this weekend, Jurassic Park.
Whoa.
For the first time ever.
I cannot believe that you waited until 29.
I know, but when it came out, it was the year I was born. So I was too young. I would have been terrified. I think I remember people watching it and I was hiding behind the couch and I left the room of my own will because I was so scared.
To be fair, the
Velociraptors.
The Velociraptors in the kitchen scene is insane.
Here's what I have learned about that. 1, classic movie, 10 out of 10, no notes. 2, that's a horror film. That's a scary movie. Like, it is a creature feature.
That is my sister Chelsea's one of her top 3 movies of all time.
Yeah, it's amazing. No notes, but like that's a scary movie. Mm-hmm. Like, insert a werewolf, insert an alien, insert like a demon into the I almost said dragons, the dinosaur's place. It's a horror film. It was so scary. And we had Bailey watch it with us, which she watches like anime. I mean, she's a kid of these days. Yeah. Like they see violent things all the time. Not that our TV was much better, let's be honest. But she was freaking out. I was like, I think we've traumatized her. Also, she has a habit. She likes to talk during movies.
Oh. Get her the H away from me.
So it was my first time watching, and it made it a little bit less scary because Bailey was sitting next to me. The T-Rex eye like comes next to the car. Bailey's like, oh my gosh, oh my God, get out of the car, turn off the light. And I was cackling, but to a degree, she is so scared.
Okay, but that's like talking, but that's really just like reacting. My
No,
love,
she will talk.
Steven asks questions. What do you think the dragon's name is?
Yeah, no.
What do you think the dinosaur's gonna do? What do you think the dinosaur does for fun?
Is that Amber? Is that the mosquito in the amber? I'm like, I don't know, Bailey. I've never seen this movie. I've never seen it. So
that is one of my biggest pet peeves. But also, it will. If Steven ever stops, I will like. There a part of me will totally die.
Yeah,
We're watching a
100%.
show. Wait, why did she do that? Well, and I'll just be like, well, because the aliens told her to. Wait, what aliens? I don't know, Steven. I'm watching. This is brand new for me. With
a kid, I have to be like, I think they're gonna explain it. I think it's literally gonna be explained. My bad of the week actually is an opposite of what you said. When I watched Jurassic Park, we have a variance of characters. We have an average, we have a middle, we have a top tier. Here's what I have to say about movies these days. Bring back ugly people. I need like every single movie these days, every single character in it is so hot. And like, I'm like,
I did watch Anybody But You.
A Newman, like from Seinfeld. He is.
Yeah, but they bring back.
You need an ugly weird,
villain,
like typing person who is trying to betray everyone, who gets eaten by a dinosaur in his car. I need ugly people back in movies. It's so uninteresting to watch like Anyone But You, and everybody is a 9 or a 10. It's like, I did
actually be watching Anybody But You, and I said to Steven, it's almost as though they were casting and they were like, ha, 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 ha. Do you want to street lines? No, thanks. Ha, ha, ha.
Literally.
Here's what you look like naked.
Find me somebody who looks interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I'll agree with that on having some diversity in a movie, particularly if you need like a villain. What I don't agree with, though, is on Survivor, where we're going to just be watching them mostly. Like the Survivor
I'll give you
audience.
The Survivor element on current movies. Like, I want people to look the way people around
because, like,
me
look at some of the most amazing actors. Like, no offense, Emma Stone is really pretty.
Yeah.
But she's not a gorgeous, like, she's not a beauty. She's not like Leah McSweeney or Zendaya, where it's like, whoa. But she's unbelievably talented. Same with Joaquin Phoenix. Not very attractive.
Joaquin Phoenix,
but
Adam Driver.
Oh, who's the guy that played Lincoln? And he's a method actor. I could totally see him in my head.
No,
people are screaming. You know the Lincoln, the movie?
No.
Hang on, let me look it up.
No, like, I think it is so uninteresting to watch a movie where everybody is like a 10 out of 10 attractive, because people that pretty don't act that way.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
Like, not attractive, insane acting ability. You know, although I will say, like, Rebecca Ferguson in Dune, Steven and I commented afterward. We were like, she's gorgeous. She's never enough in Greatest Showman. Yep. She's in Dune. She's also Mission Impossible.
She has a fairy face.
What?
She has a fairy.
Yes. Stunning, but also her acting in Dune was like...
she's a fantastic actress.
She does this kind of dark thing because she's the Reverend Mother, and it really gets like, oh my gosh, okay, spooky. So I get that for some people. Oh, but you know what my also bad is? We actually didn't finish the series. The Woman in the Wall on Showtime. It's the true story about the Catholic Church having taken a bunch of babies from people in Ireland.
Don't like that.
But I forget what's her name. Hang on, let me look up. She was Alice. Did you watch Luther?
No.
She plays one of the people. Okay, Ruth Wilson. You would know her.
Show her to me.
Sorry, I'm just trying to pull up a big picture.
You know who does a good job at like bringing people who look average to me? The Bear.
Yes.
That is a phenomenal show where everybody in it is not like stunningly gorgeous. I know. But like also, it makes us diversify what we find attractive. Like Jeremy Allen White.
That's Ruth Wilson.
Yes. Jeremy Allen White to me is like not a person that is traditionally attractive. If I saw him on the street, I would not think he was attractive, but he has become a person that people are attracted to.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like, when you put people like that in a position of power in the movies, in film, it helps us diversify what we are attracted to versus just like Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney, like, which are, arguably are two of the hottest people alive right now. Like, it's not fair to put them in a movie with each other. Like, I want one to be like, what I love about Time, obviously Rachel McAdams is so stunningly gorgeous, but Domhnall Gleeson is a very normal looking person. And he just has so much heart and charm.
Yes.
So that's my bad. I need ugly people in movies again. I need average people in movies again. They don't even need to be ugly.
Yeah, I'm okay with diversifying, but just keep Survivor hot.
Yeah, okay.
Keep Survivor hot. Keep Survivor hot.
I've never watched Survivor.
Make Stephanie watch Survivor. Maybe that's your 30s. Maybe your 30s is when you finally find Survivor. These classic. Because I bet you weren't even alive when the first Survivor came out. Were you?
When did the first Survivor come out? I think I was. Because it was when American Idol, it was like when those big. Also, Jeff Probst, is that his name?
Yeah.
He's gotten some work done.
Oh, yeah.
He looks a little
tight.
He looks a little bit like the facelift got pulled too tight.
It's 24 years old, so you were actually you could have been watching.
I think I watched the first couple of seasons, but like that was so long ago that I just don't really remember.
You were also a child. All right, let's get into the stories this week. We got some people to give advice too.
Do you know something about our family, which is that when we like have to find each other in the house, we do the Survivor theme song?
Wait, like what?
Hold on, I'll do it, but I have to pull the mic away.
Okay.
It started because Bailey wanted to watch Survivor with us, and we like had watched a few episodes with her. But whenever we were going to watch it, we would do this. But now it's become like our calling in the house. Like when I come home from work, I will yell it to find where Traven is in the house.
So you're like...
And then he responds in turn. So I know that he heard me.
Okay, like what?
But we'll be in the house and pulling away the mic so I can do it and it won't blow out the microphone. You'll be in the house and then you go...
Also, how did you get Survivor theme song from that?
Because then it goes into I promise you, mine is the only one in the house that's on tune. Sorry, Traven and Bailey. But that's what it sounds like. Play that. Play the Survivor theme song. And then it goes into... But we yell at it. Like, if our windows were open, our neighbors would be like, what is happening in that house?
Oh, Stephanie's home. Neighborhood just
home.
like, Steph's home.
Do you have like a call like that to get Steven's attention in the house? Or do you just go, Steven?
We sometimes go, bye. Hi, bye.
I brought this up at work and they were like, we don't do anything like that. I was like,
this was born out of COVID. We're, bye. Bye. And that is we did that during COVID a ton. And so that's the only thing that does it. Or like when we call each other, more often than not, we go, and then we do that. We send voice notes to each other all the time during the day. That's just like, but one time Steven was on tour and I didn't realize that he called on speaker or I called him on and he was on speaker. And so he's like, hey, how are you? And I was like, and then the other guys on tour were like, wait, what was that? And I was like, Steven, take me off speaker.
Steven, how dare you not tell me that I was on speakerphone?
This is you're on speaker. When I'm in the car with kids or if I'm going to, if I know people have kids, I'm like, are we good to go? Are we green light?
Yep.
Because I need to know.
hi, Chase, you're on speaker. I'm with my mom.
Yeah,
Say hi to Molly.
I'm like, hi, Molly. Anyways, Stephanie, I'll talk to you later. Steph, call me back later. It's about that thing we were talking about. Love ya. Oh, that's funny.
If you don't let somebody know that you're on speakerphone, you're a shady person.
Agreed. If you have a friend like me or Steph who may have colorful language or dramatic content, adult TVMA NC-17 content, then you need to say, I'm on speaker with the kids in the car right now.
Even if you are on speaker when it's like just your husband, like when Traven's around, I'll still be like, Traven is around and I'm on speakerphone.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Because like you just never know.
Yes.
What if you were like, are you so mad at Traven about that one thing that he did?
Totally.
Like,
that's why we have vanish mode on Instagram. Okay, we have to get into the stories because I have a call in 30 minutes.
No. Okay.
Yeah, we got to crank through these. Okay. Nightmare Willy Wonka experience leaves children in tears and prompts families to call the police. Now, a lot of people have got to have seen some of these pictures going along, but police in Scotland were called on Sunday by unhappy guests who attempted to attend the Willy Wonka chocolate experience in Glasgow. The photos from the event showed a pitiful conditions that have now obviously gone viral online.
Yeah.
The House of Illuminati, which organized the event, has issued an apology and claimed it will issue refunds. Now, what happened was the advertisers used ChatGPT to come up with promotional photos and content copy for advertising.
Yes.
And so it did not deliver.
No.
To say the least.
The photos were very far
now
from the warehouse
guests
janky
paid
situation.
about $45, 35 euros to attend the event in Glasgow. And then when they arrived, they obviously were totally disappointed. But this was my favorite little interview. People have seen, of course, the photo of the Oompa Loompa. Hang on.
Yeah.
So this is Jenny Fogarty, an actor who was hired to play the Oompa Loompa, claimed she received a 15-page script the night before the event. And her costume was the, quote, sexy version of an Oompa Loompa, not the kid-friendly version. I'm not sure what's wrong in Scotland. I'm not sure what's happening in Scotland. I'm not sure if it's a state of an emergency
I feel like people must be real bored.
This is Fire Festival, but to like the most extreme degree, because even though Fire Festival, like you kind of knew there was a potential for it just to be like a disaster.
Yeah.
But ultimately, when you're seeing the promo pics of this Willy Wonka experience and you're like, kids, we're going to go here. And you feel like you're really knocking out the park and you walk into what I can only describe as a meth lab, like an operating meth lab with an Oompa Loompa
really
who's struggling
like
with addiction. That was a lot.
Yeah.
So here's my advice to people that use ChatGPT, because I've used ChatGPT in doing certain things.
Very helpful.
Very, very helpful. I would venture that copy for ChatGPT, meaning text or things that they're helping generate, is much more useful than the fanciful images that they will create for you. We also, I didn't share this, but there's been a couple more celebrities who AI has, made false or fake nudes that look unbelievably real videos. And so I just think we need to shy away from the video photo use
imagery that AI can do is getting like really
out of
crazy.
Control. Yeah. Like this is the start of Terminator.
I'm not even like AI is taking over the world. Like I don't feel that way, but like it is certainly dangerous in how convincing it is. Like I would just say, especially going into a season where things are contentious, lots of videos are being posted about candidates. Like I would question every source.
Yes.
I would question everything that you see, like more than ever. The things that you see are not real, and like understand that it could be fake.
Yes.
And that's an alarming place to be in as a society.
Agreed.
Where it's just like everything could be manufactured.
Agreed. Also, we have to go back. I forgot the Lauren report.
Okay.
Lily Gladstone and Emma Stone have only been head-to-head at the Critics' Choice Awards and the SAG Award thus far. Emma won the Critics' Choice Award and Lily won the SAG Award. They each won a Golden Globe for Best Actress, but because the Golden Globes designate between comedy and drama, they each won. Lily Gladstone was not nominated for a BAFTA, which is what Emma Stone won. It'll be interesting to see what happens at the Oscars, though historically SAG seems to be the best predictor for who will win the Oscar, which means that the Oscar may go to Lily Gladstone instead of Emma Stone. Ayo is how you pronounce the black girl on the bear. The 2 dots above a letter is called an umlaut. An umlaut means a sound shift, so the vowel with an umlaut is pronounced more like the following vowel or semi-vowel. Okay. It's typically used in German or other Germanic languages. Finally, Flavor Flav is the founding member of the Public Enemy, the Fight the Power, and all that. And then she sent me the YouTube. Side note, speaking of celebrity sightings, I once saw Flavor Flav at a yard house in Summerlin, and he's a very, very small human who does not present the way he does on TV in real life at all. I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. So thank you, Lauren, for the Lauren report.
Yeah, if you've seen the photos of Flavor Flav next to Taylor, he's like...
Oh, really?
He's
she puts her elbow on his top of his head.
Kind of. He's a small man.
Now, this is an insane story that I sent you because I just think it's so funny.
Yeah.
Weightlifter ate 39 coins and 37 magnets because he thought, quote, zinc helps bodybuilding. So he's an idiot. Here's the general. It says he was a magnetic man of steel. The doctors in New Delhi removed 39 coins and 37 magnets from a man's intestines after he swallowed the metals in the assumption that zinc helps in bodybuilding. The x-ray taken before the surgery shows massive metal coins formed in the 26-year-old's intestines after he spent several weeks ingesting the coins while undergoing treatment for an undisclosed psychiatric condition. That's the part of the story that makes me say, no duh. No duh.
I have advice. I don't think there are lengths that we should go to be a bodybuilder or be thin.
I agree. There's certain things where I'm just like, yo, here... I don't understand bodybuilding generally. Like I think it's so cool that you could push your body to that state. I cannot relate to someone less.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing. Ultra marathons, cutting out carbs, eating nickels. I just think that we should not be going this far.
Also, there is a point where you say, like when you're putting the first coin in your mouth, like you've obviously done like the pre-workout. Yeah. You've done creatine. You've probably done steroids.
He was in New Delhi though?
Yeah.
I wonder if like
maybe the access to
supplements or proteins or whatever. But to come here, I just feel like we traveled a bit too close to the sun on this one.
Yes. I just don't think anybody should eat coins as like a general rule. And I'm trying to also understand also, like the magnets.
The magnets is actually what got me because
imagine ingesting a magnet.
So dangerous.
And already having a magnet inside you.
Exactly.
That's
why it's so dangerous.
Oh, hang on. They just got friends.
That's why it's so dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Like you really can mess up internal systems by swallowing magnets.
Yeah, part of me just says, hey guys, go for a walk.
Yeah.
Just go for a walk.
Just go for a walk.
Just do that. Just be chill.
Cut up another cow. You can get protein and supplements and vitamins other ways.
Yes. I'm sad for people that go to that extreme. I just wish that you could love yourself more. Yeah. Body positivity.
Why don't you go into
your 30s
Heather
Gay.
Loving yourself and...
Did you see that Heather Gay now has come out as of yesterday against body positivity?
Wait, what?
I'm going to pull this up. I was going to make this a story.
I don't understand that take. I think there's toxic body positivity. Is she coming out against body positivity because she's lost a bunch of weight?
She goes, this is People Magazine's, the headline. Real Housewives of Salt Lake Heather Gay says she's felt pressure to take Ozempic. It showed her that body positivity was all a big lie. Heather Gay is happier with her body than ever, and she has Ozempic to thank. Gay said that she felt as though she'd given up the banner of being relatable, a relatable figure for her body image journey. It's disappointing and sad to know that body positivity was all a lie. She said, and all of her takeaways from the response to the drug, because it's just better not to be overweight. It's better to be skinny.
No, okay, so I understand what you're saying. I will be defensive of this. I think what she is saying is that the fans who supported her in being pretty much the only above a size 8. I mean, she probably was a size 8 or 10. Like, the only not skinny, tiny housewife were being like, this is amazing, you're representing us. And then now that she's lost weight, she's just hearing, you look so great, you've never looked better. Like, that is where she's saying body positivity is a lie because you all are, like, so happy that I was this plus size person.
Yes.
And you wanted me to be body positive about it. But now that I'm thin, you all are so happy I'm thin.
Yes, I can see that.
But I still hate her for you.
Thank you so much. That's real friendship. All right, now we need to talk about, this is sports news.
Sports
news.
We're a sports podcast. Put us on the charts. Actually, don't. I do not want to be with Pat McAfee.
At any point, even
New
if it was
Life.
just a joke and we landed on the charts and then a bunch of bros who love sports.
I'm so scared of the bros.
I'm so scared. Also not interested at all. Okay, gotta do this. Sorry, the story that you sent had a bad link.
Actually, to be fair, I'm not as scared of the bros as I'm scared of the women. The bros say dumb things. The women say mean things.
That's true.
The women.
Although
women
our
will
meanest
hurt
comment
you.
was from a dude.
Yeah, but it was
The worst of
not
what humanity
actually
has
that
to offer.
mean. Like, because it wasn't that thoughtful.
That's true, which makes sense. It's from a guy.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, now we have to talk about.
Like, a woman would say, Stephanie and Chase are so desperate for love and attention because.
Wait, honey, don't. I'm too sensitive. That's.
Like, but that would make me go, oh my gosh, she's right. I really just need attention. Like, you know? Like,
Yeah. Okay. This is sports news, though.
sports news.
Thank you for buying some time because the links weren't working.
Yeah.
An NFL legend, the Philadelphia Eagles icon and big brother Jason Kelce, announced his retirement on Monday. An often emotional farewell press conference felt like a far more family affair than a business decision, with Jason's younger brother, Travis Kelce, sitting nearby. When I tell you, I saw it yesterday. And I sent it to you. And I was like, we have to make this a story because it's so beautiful.
Which was rude.
I sent it to her at work because I was on the
Yeah.
bathroom. I was in the bathroom and I was going through my social
Yeah, of
and saw it
course.
and was like, hang on, I got to make sure we earmark this for a
Yeah.
story. Stephanie sent me back. Oh, that's what we'll put on our carousel. Your response picture of her in literal tears, maybe 5 minutes after I'd sent it, being like, I'm sobbing at work. For real.
I made people in my meeting watch it. And then while their faces were like, oh, then they look over at me holding the laptop and I'm crying. And my friend Joe goes, you did this to yourself. You didn't need to pull this up. You did this to yourself. And I was like,
I chased it, honestly.
honestly, the entire speech from every angle, from every viewpoint, there's a camera on the Kelce family. There's a camera on him. I cried in every single video I saw of this. That speech was so well written. I said, did you consult Miss Swift? It was poetic.
It was one of those things where you don't realize. Sometimes I think we lump the bros in a sort of like just idiot meatheads football, you know. And I watched this and I thought, first off, very articulate.
Yes.
From like a speech writing standpoint, which is like some of my background, I loved.
It was gorgeous.
How stunning I thought it was. But I also just thought it was so wonderfully personal and yet applicable.
Yep.
Like that is the balance it struck. So I wanted to share a couple of things that he said. We have a small family, no cousins, one aunt, one uncle. It was really just my brother and I our whole lives. We did almost everything together, competed, fought, laughed, cried, and learned so much from each other. It made me stronger, tougher, smarter, and taught me the values of cooperation, loyalty, patience, and understanding. Then he went on to say at the very end, this doesn't have that, but at the very end he talked about being in the city of brotherly love, because that's what they call Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And he said, I knew that that's where I would be because of the love for my brother.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Travis, who is just wiping tears off. And then it was just so beautiful.
That, and then the way he talked about his wife.
Yes.
I'm like, he has a deep love for her. Like, he said, she is creating a life that makes me more excited for what is happening off the field. Mm-hmm. And I was like, huh? Like, it really, I could cry right now. Like, it was so beautiful. And honestly, what a freaking testament to their parenting.
You're really getting emotional right now.
Yeah, no,
You can't cry on this because we don't have time to cut.
That's fair. No, I like, what a testament to their parenting.
Yes.
That they have raised these like 2 boys who have excelled to this level of greatness, but are also like so aware, emotionally in touch, like sensitive, but also this like, you know, these powerhouses in their own right. Like, I'm like, what an archetype.
Yeah.
This family should be studied.
Oh, the other thing that he said, he recalled inventing games with Travis and said, quote, they imagined themselves as star players in the NFL one day. We won countless Super Bowls in our minds before ever leaving the house. And there was just something about...
That was the line. That one got me.
There was something just about, like, we won countless Super Bowls before ever leaving the house that I just thought, oh...
And, like, mentioning his childhood street.
Yeah, and if I could...
Who wrote this? It's
if
so
I could give
good.
my kids a gift, which, speaking of kiddos, your code word is going to be Jason Kelce for this week, because if I could give my kids the sort of home where they imagine Super Bowls before ever leaving the house or whatever their Super Bowl is, I'm like, yes.
It did
parenting
make me think,
win.
You hear around Super Bowl time, like... Jason Kelce gave us the speech that motivated us for the game.
Yes.
Travis Kelce gave us the speech.
Gave us the rousing speech.
Nobody else wrote that. He wrote it. It was full of personal anecdotes that nobody else could have written that for him. I'm like, this is what they say when they say Travis stood up at halftime and gave us a speech that caused us to win the game.
Yeah.
Like, these two are like no notes. They're amazing. I love them so much.
Agreed. I really, really, really do. Okay. Okay, actually, we can't pull stories from that source because look,
Which
when
one?
I try to this one, but when I try to get the story, it will not.
Oh, from Entertainment Tonight.
I didn't know if we wanted to put them on blast.
That's annoying.
So it keeps having the interview.
They just have like so much pop-ups on theirs.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, speaking of another family that absolutely should be studied.
Yep.
For very different reasons.
Very different
reasons. The Cyrus family mess, where I'm so glad we're ending with this because this really is the best of all the game.
Yeah.
Insane. Now,
nuts.
To recap, we've got a couple players. We know there's Billy Ray Cyrus, and he has his wife named, Tish Cyrus. Mm-hmm. They have 2 children that are part of the story, Miley and Noah. Uh-huh. Now, Trish and Billy Ray divorce.
Yeah.
Miley stays Miley.
Yes.
Noah is kind of like goth Miley in my mind. Uh-huh. And Noah,
she's like acoustic Miley.
Yeah, she's acoustic sad Indie, Miley.
Yeah,
and
emo.
Miley is rock and roll right now. Yes. Rock and roll, gay drag queen.
She wants to be a gay icon.
Yes.
That's why she's wearing Bob Mackie dresses.
In some ways.
She is.
So, anyways, Noah, after Trish and Billy Ray separate and divorce, Noah begins dating Dominic Purcell, who is meathead hottie from Prison Break.
Yeah.
So not Wentworth, but the other one, the brother who they have to escape out of prison. Spoiler alert, they do. And Noah begins dating Dominic Purcell.
My understanding is they were friends with benefits.
She's saying...
They were dating.
I mean... Well, let's tell the rest of the story because I think the context of the story does fill in some of where the narrative is happening.
Better.
No. But they had a relationship of some kind, friends with benefits or potential romantic long-term.
Which is weird because that's a 30-year age difference.
Huge age difference. Daddy issues.
Yeah.
So they then end their relationship, and Mom starts dating Dominic Purcell and doesn't just date him, marries him. And did not invite Noah to the wedding. Because she was afraid Noah was going to make it awkward because of their history. That says to me it's more than just like we hooked up a couple of times.
They've hooked up.
This is like they were way more involved if you're not even giving your daughter an invite to your wedding because the man you're marrying is an ex of your daughter. Yes, and then some, I'm sure.
Ooh.
So a very interesting situation. Miley said she had no idea of this family drama, which also makes me wonder,
Lies.
what is that family group
Liza
chat
Minnelli.
like?
Speaking of a gay icon. Liza Minnelli. Trish is literally her best friend. She's side by side with her every single day. Liza Minnelli, she knew. There's no way she didn't know.
It's such an interesting...
There's also a website where you can watch this.
Watch what?
This trio.
Oh my God. I have seen that. Yeah, I have seen that series. Here's my one thought. There are how many people in the world? 7 billion plus?
Yeah.
I just can't believe that we need to cross-pollinate out of like sheer obligation or desperation. It's really, we could have found someone else.
Yeah, she also was on the mom was on the Call Her Daddy podcast.
Okay.
And she talked about Dominic and how when they were watching Prison Break, she was like, oh, he's the hot one. And like, she like kind of like, you know, flaunted how like excited she was to be with him. And now in like hindsight, I'm like, that has not aged well.
No,
that,
I
feel
don't
like
think a lot of those things have aged well. A lot of the interviews and things that are coming out.
Also, who did she find out from? Did she find out from Noah or did she find out from Dominic?
Well, I
did
just
Dominic
can't
go,
imagine.
This is so interesting because like mother, like daughter.
Yeah, like I feel like we could have kept things separate.
Yeah.
And Trish is seemingly after something other than just a relationship. It seems attention-y. It seems totally like, how does she have a relationship with Noah moving forward, her daughter, her existing relationship? And I'm like, shame on you then, Mom.
Yeah.
Because Noah was there first. It's like Noah's dating Mom's ex and gets married to him and then wants to bring him over to Mom's house for Christmas dinner. Now, whenever they're going to do like a family event, Noah has to be around her ex-boyfriend who's now with her mom. Mm. Like, how are they ever going to be
this is
a
really
family?
The problem with dating older men.
No gen play. Just stay in. Well, I mean, even if it had been a 10-year age difference and Trish dates a younger guy, like, I just feel like we should keep things separate.
You can find somebody else.
There are a lot of people. A lot.
But she's like, this is my soulmate.
Which just makes me feel like when you're describing your soulmate to someone and you're like, my soulmate will have been with my children.
Ooh.
Like, I just don't think anybody's honestly thinking that.
It's really hard because I think there is like a large element of parenting where as the child, we look at our parents and say they should be completely selfless to what my needs are. And like, this is such an extreme of that. But
opposite?
Like, yes. But like, it's also like, does she deserve to be with somebody who thinks she believes is her soulmate? Like, Noah and this guy had broken up. How much time had passed? Is she supposed to like not be with somebody who is her soulmate?
Yeah.
I agree that it's
I don't
super
believe
weird.
In singular soulmates, first off.
No, I don't really either.
I think we can avatar tail a lot of people. That. Yeah, but I'm like, then your beliefs are crazy and you're going to hurt your relationship with your existing kiddo. Is that really what a soulmate should do?
No, I just like, to what end do you have to be selfless when you're in Hollywood and everybody has dated everyone? I think this is like everyone. A
pretty low bar. Please don't have sex with your kids' ex. Like, I don't think when we're going through the selfishness train of like, should I put my career first or should I put being with my kids? Like, that's maybe a more common, and I think that's a more interesting dialogue. Yeah. Saying like, but shouldn't I be allowed to have sex with my child's ex-boyfriend?
I'm saying that there is a standard of like selflessness that you have for a parent where I'm sure that is what is damaging this relationship.
Yeah.
Of like, you should have just forgiven, like you just forgotten all of it. And like, at what degree does she, like, do you as a child have to be selfless?
Not here.
Ever.
No, not for Noah in this situation.
Yeah.
I do think children need to not be selfish with their parents as they grow up. But I think you should have the expectation that your mom isn't going to be with
I now mean like when moving forward. Like, when does she come to Thanksgiving? Ever?
Oh, I don't think she'll ever come back. I wouldn't blame her.
No, I wouldn't blame her either.
I just would never. I would be like, nope, sorry. If you want me to come to Thanksgiving, he won't be there.
No, I think it's narcissism behavior. It's very
For
much
Trish.
like, I will, yes.
Yeah, but honestly, both of them
Yeah.
have messed up things. You're right. I mean,
You're in
Noah dating a
Hollywood.
30-year-old difference, like that's still a lot.
Yeah.
So I just
Yikes.
feel like, can't we please separate our, like,
Find someone else.
and I think where it gets triggering for me is professionally, I see a lot of parents that are not putting their existing relationship with their children first.
Yeah.
And then they move into this other phase of like, I've got to do this for me. And I'm like, cool, you have an existing obligation to your children.
Yeah.
That does not go away. Future relationships ultimately have to give way to that relationship.
Yeah.
It cannot cost that relationship.
Yep.
That's where I probably am more strong on that. But all of them need therapy. They need a lot of therapy.
Don't I know it? Don't I
Truth.
know it?
Hello, Christina.
That's my advice for people in their 20s. Go to therapy.
Agreed,
Go
actually.
to therapy when you get in your 20s. Not if you have any problems, but just if you want to have better relationships with people around you.
Preach, honey.
Preach.
Preach. All right, anything else before we leave?
Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday. Wait, I have a
to me.
question. I was going to ask this.
Yeah.
And we'll make this a poll.
Ooh.
What is the best birthday song? Is it Go Shorty, it's your birthday, we're gonna party? Is it Cause it's your birthday, girl, and I'm feeling
I
so
love that
essential?
one.
Or
I think it's Stevie Wonder.
What's
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
That's the best one.
Or what's Katy Perry's birthday song?
Ooh. The fact that we can't remember it probably says enough.
I know, it's just because I had other ones in my head, I think. Hang on, I'm going to do it quick. But which one's yours? Is Stevie Wonder?
Probably.
Is that what you want me to sing you on Thursday?
Yeah. Stevie Wonder. Also, when I was a kid, we had a different birthday song for like my young women's, which was way more fun. And I think we should adopt that one because the happy birthday song is so lame.
Katy Perry's is this thing. You think it... Oh, no, that's the other one. Hang on.
Teenage Dream?
This sounds really similar to Teenage Dream. But then going right. Do-do-do-do.
Da, da, da.
If I want it all.
Oh, yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yep.
Boy, when you're with me, I'll give you a taste. Make it like your
birthday
birthday every day.
That's
My
a good
birthday
one.
song is this. Happy birthday. Oh, happy birthday.
Oh, there's this one. Gigi sings this one.
There is sadness in the air. People dying everywhere.
But
Happy
happy
birthday.
We did a different cadence.
Oh, happy birthday. And then I just hang up the phone. I'll do that for you Thursday. Wait, which one do you want me to send you? Would you want me to do a little Stevie Wonder? Maybe
Stevie
a
Wonder.
mashup? A Steven mashup?
Yeah, have Steven do a mashup for me of all the birthday songs. See if
love
he
it.
can do that.
Yes.
For my 30th.
Yes.
We did a birthday song at my ward, which went, happy birthday, happy birthday. It is your day. No, I don't know it.
You got it.
But
Keep
there
going.
was booze in it. So time to celebrate. Woo! We're all waiting for the celebration to begin. So blow out the candles on your cake and make a wish. Woo! Serve everybody's favorite dish. Boom, boom, boom. Happy birthday, happy birthday. It is your day, so happy birthday to you. It's like a Chili's chant.
I love a Chili's birthday. We wish it was a birthday so we could party too. Hey. Well, happy birthday, Queen. I'm really, really happy for you. That was a dance move that doesn't look the same, I think, on camera. Okay. But happy birthday, babe.
Thanks.
We're so excited. Everybody send Stephanie some love for her birthday. Leave us a little podcast review. That's what we
good
want for our
idea.
birthday. And
5 stars.
we had one of the best reviews we've ever had from a lady named Charlotte.
Ooh, I
Who
saw that
left
one.
us a review, and she was really excited this weekend. Did you guys get my review? I was like, yeah, baby, we got it. We
She's
love
the
you so
best.
much. So leave us a review, 5-star review on our podcast
About
for
how
Stephanie's
beautiful
birthday.
and
Stunning and
amazing
smart
and
we are.
Gorgeous and
But
funny.
focus equally on both of us, even though
and
it's Stephanie's birthday.
funny. Talk about how funny we are.
Yeah, we use the collective we. so I don't get my feelings hurt.
Yes.
Even though it's Stephanie's birthday. All right. Happy birthday, everybody. And happy birthday, Stephanie. And have a great week, everybody. We love you, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.